I'm running Seville Marathon this year, which is really exciting because we've teamed up with ASICS so they can run it as one of my 42 marathons that I'll be running throughout 2025. This one is going to be very special because I'm running it with two of our amazing running channel community, Sophia and Simon. And although we're running it for our own individual reasons, we're all going to be running it at a very comfortable pace, as well as soaking in the atmosphere of Seville.
My name is Sophia and I'll be running my first ever marathon in Seville. I decided to take on my first ever marathon because I've enjoyed running more and more throughout the years. I've been really inspired by my friends and I'm excited to follow in their footsteps.
So my name's Simon. I'm running Seville Marathon to rediscover the joy of running. I'm doing it for my best friend Tom. I'm doing it for my dad, but I'm also doing it for me.
I'm really excited to run with Jess and Sophia. And I just think it's going to be a lot of fun. And I'm really interested to hear their stories as well.
I chose to do 42 marathons because my brother passed away about 3 years ago and he would be turning 42 this year. So how fitting that 42k is a marathon. So why not do 42 of them? I think we always kind of had dreams of doing London Marathon together or doing a triathlon together or something like that, and it never actually came to life. Kind of sad that he's not going to be able to do any of them with me, but also it just is a great way to be able to kind of get more people involved and be running marathons at as comfortable as a marathon can be, but also it's a chance for me to open up about my journey and to let other people open up about theirs as well. Okay, so the plan for the start is just to treat the start of the race as a bit of a warm-up. We're going to see how we feel. We're going to have Sophia's pace. She's setting it for us. And we're just going to chill out. Just keep checking in with each other, really. Is that right?
Sounds like a plan.
Feeling good. Yay.
I am nervous and excited for the scale of the event. I have run other races before that have been quite kind of big in numbers, but I'm excited and nervous for the amount of people that are all going to be running that marathon together on the day.
35 minutes in, how's the kit feeling?
Feels great, yeah. My shoes are super comfortable. They feel amazing.
Yeah.
Even though I've been wearing them for a lot of the weekend already, like they still feel great and my feet are very happy to be in them.
Nice. Is that the most important thing to you when you're running?
Oh, definitely.
Comfort.
I definitely, yeah. I have had other shoes where after sort of the half marathon distance, I really start to feel like the balls of my feet on the road.
Yeah.
And yeah, I can't think of anything worse than having to have that feeling for another 13 miles. So yeah,
Comfort is key.
Yeah.
You guys are wearing matching shoes.
Hey!
Yay! You liking them, Simon?
Absolutely love them so far, yeah. They feel like, I can't really describe it. It's like the midsole foam's warming up the more I run in them and just getting more and more comfortable. It's something I'm looking forward to when we get into the 30k plus mark. And I feel like I can depend on these to keep my feet comfy.
Did she say, Sophia, you are smashing the what do you call it, tactics
The objective,
for going into
yeah.
a first marathon? Like for me, first marathon is all about like experiencing it as a first, like enjoying it as much as you can, and like not worrying about your pace and everything.
I'm trying to stay present.
Yes, I love that. I think, yeah, if you're doing your first marathon, try and enjoy it as much as possible because what a beautiful day, what a beautiful atmosphere.
How we going?
Yeah.
Feeling good.
We started the games, we started the arguments.
Okay.
4K. Oh no, we're 4K in.
How's it
Still warming up.
It's good, yeah. It's really good.
Really enjoy it?
It just means you can just focus on other things, you know, like spotting puppies or singing songs.
Have fun, guys.
Okay, see you later.
See ya.
So I got into running when a job I did previously, we had a affiliation with a charity, and the managing director was like rallying the troops to get people to run a half marathon to raise money. I didn't run, didn't go to the gym, didn't do any kind of physical exercise at that point in my life, and thought I'd give it a go. One of the guys in the office was quite an experienced distance runner, and I went out for a few runs with him, and it got to a point where I thought, okay, I could probably do okay at this. And again, massively naive, blew up hugely in the last hill, but got a time that I was proud of, and saw enough there that I thought, there's obviously an element of ability here, like this is worth pursuing. And just that feeling of crossing the finish line as well was like immediately addictive. My dad had passed away a long time before I started running, but I started to see progress, and I just felt this sense of like, I wish he could have seen me do it. Wish he could have seen me become quite good at something. I just thought, do you know what? He'd be really proud if I could run a marathon. And the feeling of crossing a finish line in that half marathon, I thought, well, maybe crossing a marathon finish line is double that. So, I made it up as I went along. There was no set training plan. I just basically ran 3 or 4 times a week, and every Sunday made that long run longer, and just hung on to the pace I was running at for as long as I could.
How are you guys feeling? Feeling good. Feeling warmed up but not too warm, which is great. Lovely. Are you enjoying the sun or do you like the shade? I'm loving the sun. I'm loving the sun, but I'm trying to be sensible and go in the shade. And I can enjoy the sun later after the finish line when I'm just laying in it. Yes.
At times when I've been having a really bad day or I've not wanted to get out of bed in the morning, knowing that I'm going to be able to go for a run with friends that day has been that extra motivation I needed to get through a hard day. I think that's what I wanted to focus on this year, was creating those moments of really nice memories with other people that can join in, meeting new people, sharing stories. And if at the end of the year someone's run the furthest they've ever wanted to run, or met a new friend, or been able to talk about something that they weren't able to talk to you about before, then that to me would be a pretty successful year, I'd say.
You guys good? The evening? So good? Yeah! Sophia's killing it! No! I think she's lying. I think she's run hundreds of marathons. Well, have fun, guys.
I think anything after 30, 32k is going to be the unknown. But I think if I'm enjoying the miles, enjoying the conversation, the first however many kilometers aren't really gonna feel like a challenge, then when it gets to the unknown, it's about keeping that energy, keeping that excitement, and being present in the moment.
So this will be my 3rd marathon, and it's really nice to do this one so differently to any other distance race I've done. Previous distance races I've spent, like Valencia last year, for example, I traveled on my own, raced on my own. The whole experience was pretty lonely. And then when it didn't go to plan, that got worse.
So last year I had 2 main goals, and they were to get a PB in a half marathon and a PB in a marathon. And then 12 days before the half marathon in May, I lost my best and oldest friend, and he took his own life because of the things he was struggling with. And I never told him how much he inspired me. And I wished, there's a lot of things I wish I told him, but particularly that. And so with 12 days to go to a race day, the training was in the bank, and I thought of Tom a lot, and I felt his presence in a way that I've never felt before on that race day. And he pushed me, and I rode that wave of emotion without it overwhelming me. And I just got this most incredible surge in the final third of that race, and I was going for a time and I smashed it by minutes, and it just felt, incredibly sad that he wasn't there to witness it, or I couldn't tell him about it, but incredibly proud of what I'd done in his honour. But then when I tried to do the same in Valencia, it was a lot harder because it was a 16-week training block. The grief of losing him wasn't quite as raw, but it was there for the whole training block rather than just a horrible sudden shock at the end of that training. And again, I felt that desire to make him proud and show him how much he inspired me, and show him in some way, like all the things I never told him. And so I got to about 34k into that race, and I was still on target for my goal time, but I knew how I felt at the time, and I knew that was slipping away. And I just had this overwhelming sense of letting him down, letting everyone I told about my goals down. And I just felt completely alone. I was physically in pain. I was mentally like tearing myself apart about like failing, letting people down. It became clear to me in the days and weeks afterwards that I'd run that event for external validation or for reasons outside of myself, and completely lost touch with why I fell in love with running in the first place, which wasn't pushing for, you know, measured achievements all the time. It was just movement, just running, just being outside and just doing something that was good for my body and my mind. And I was doing it for lots of other reasons, and those ones had fallen by the wayside.
Was there anything you told yourself like before this one to kind of help you not get sucked into that hole again?
Just keep my head up and be aware of my surroundings. And having company with you guys has been a huge thing, and I tried to tell myself to make use of that. Some of the nonsense chat has been really helpful.
It's definitely been.
Orange, you think an orange?
Oh
my gosh.
Nonsense chat like that?
Nonsense chat like dogs eating oranges.
We'll all struggle at different points. I've definitely gone into marathons and you expect to hit that wall or that hole or whatever. Negative thoughts hit you at a certain point and it comes unexpected. You're kind of like, oh, okay, I didn't prepare for this.
Yeah.
So we'll all do that at different points, and I think that's what's so nice about running in a group, is that we can hopefully lift each other up at different points.
Yeah, for sure.
So running for me has been really amazing in so many ways. I think when I lost my dad at the age of 14, that's when that kind of process started, where I wanted to find something that would make me feel better, and I wanted something to make things better when it doesn't seem like there is anything out there that can. So for me that started as a walk with my music in, listening to songs that I liked, and that slowly progressed into my running journey that I'm on now. Getting into the running community where everyone's so friendly, it gives you those endorphins. You open up about things that you might not talk about normally because you're looking ahead. You're not necessarily, it's not as intense as when you're just sat one-to-one with someone where you feel like you can open up a little bit more. So I think it's a really nice way for people to be able to have a nice part of their day where you're getting those endorphins moving, you're having those nice chats. It doesn't have to be super deep, it can be whatever you want it to be. Yeah, I guess the message that I want to share isn't that running will cure everything, but it definitely has helped me a lot, and it will help me to open up and have those conversations with people on how to access other help if they need it.
I think this is a point that gets really hard and everyone's kind of struggling in their own ways. So, Sophia, this is one of her longest runs. She's never done a marathon before, so we're about to approach that mark that she hasn't hit before. Simon is doing a completely different marathon to what he's normally doing. This marathon has been really special so far. I'm enjoying every second of it, and such like every single marathon is a learning point. But yeah, it's just been absolute gold. What an amazing company, what an amazing city. We're on the road, woo! We've walked through the water station. We're going again. Not 12k to go. Come on, man.
It's gonna break me. It's not gonna break me with this much carb.
Yeah, we've got it.
So running a marathon without having a focus on time, I think the start line is actually the beginning of the celebration. I don't have to wait to the finish line to get that. And that's different because in previous races, the start line has been the time when you have to focus, you have to perform.
So something someone said to me after Valencia Marathon that really resonated was like, you need to not just attach your sense of pride to the result on race day. You need to attach that sense of pride to the weeks of work you put in and the graft and the doing it when you didn't feel like it and getting up on those miserable mornings and getting out and getting your running shoes on. The whole process leading up to Seville, I want to enjoy as much as the race day itself.
First marathon textbook, that'll just be your photo.
Guys, the trick is
Wait, hold that thought. Yeah, what's the trick?
make it holiday first. Like this sun after the UK winter. It's perfect.
Sophia, we've gone over your longest ever run!
Every step, longest run.
This is literally a victory lap. This is your longest run you've ever done. That's amazing.
We started proud and we're staying proud.
Oh, yes. That is so good. Honestly, I feel like I've only just met you and I'm proud of you already. So.
I think the running community has definitely inspired me to go further and ultimately to take on the marathon distance. The marathon is definitely going to teach me about myself. I'd heard people talk about that before with marathons, that it's a chance to find the version of yourself that is able to take you through it. And I don't think I really understood that until I've just done my longest long run. And I do really feel that sense of pride for having achieved it.
Got just over 2 kilometres to go, and this is where it gets so tough, and you're so close to the end, but it's so tough. We're all feeling your pain with you, Sophia. Like, we've all been in this situation. Like,
Annoying.
it is annoying. It's so frustrating.
I want to go. I want to get it done. I want to give it everything, but my legs are just saying, nah.
I know exactly how you feel. I know exactly how you feel. It is so hard, but you're doing amazing. Like, you're listening to yourself, just walking it out. We're going to get to that finish line. We're having a great time, like, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, can we say we're having a good time?
Yeah,
Absolutely. Remember the pep talk you gave us?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
25 and 30k, like that attitude you were displaying there was, yeah, like just stick with that.
Still proud, just walking.
Do you know, everyone has those doubts, don't they? And everyone has those thoughts that creep in, but it's about managing them and expecting them beforehand without letting it scare you.
Yeah.
Because you have to think of ways to get through it, whether that's thinking about the finish line or just focusing on one step at a time, or your form, or your fuel, whatever it is. Yeah.
And just like that experience, I think is invaluable, right?
Yeah.
You can't tell someone what this bit's going to feel like. Sophia's got to go through it.
It feels so different for everyone, doesn't it?
She's going through it with a serenity and a poise that, like, I'm genuinely like
in awe.
of. Yeah, absolutely.
In awe.
You know, when you can just picture that atmosphere and you're running through the crowds and people are cheering, or you see like your team that are behind you and cheering you on. Even those times where our legs get really tired and we're not sure whether the finish line is ever going to be there, I think that's when we can really bring each other up and we can make each other excited again.
If I think back to that last 8 to 10k of Valencia Marathon, Jess is probably exactly the person I needed beside me to pull my head out of the hole I was sinking into.
Go on, Sophia! You've got this, we're going to see the finish line so soon.
Yeah, I think for me, running does feel like it's my comfort zone, because when I'm running and I'm in my body and in the moment, I actually feel like I get more energy from that. It helps me bring me back to myself before, going out and being part of the rest of the world. My goals I've been striving for throughout the training, and now the marathon itself will be the time that I can enjoy and celebrate all of that training as well.
En meta, toma ya. Según que pasamos los 10 y los 11 y los... Mientras tanto, continuamos.
We did it, we just run Seville Marathon, and it was your first ever one, Sophia. How was it?
It was amazing. I'm so relieved now. It was a little challenging towards the end, but I think we had each other and I was just taking it step by step, which is why it's almost a surprise now to be here, and I feel so relieved because I never thought about this point and now I'm here.
How was it for you, Simon?
It was amazing. This has been a culmination in a journey to rediscover my love of running and run for the pure joy of movement and the community of it. And I just got that in spades today. It was incredible, the whole experience, just being able to soak in the environment you're running in, communicate with the people around you. It was just unlike any other distance event I've ever done.
So for me, this is my 5th of 42 marathons this year, which I'm doing in memory of my brother, and it's been such an experience already, but to have you guys alongside me and to be able to run with me was so great. That's what it's all about, just kind of
enjoying that experience and running with other people, and there was definitely times where you guys made me so emotional because I was hearing everything. You feel everything in a marathon, like you feel all those lows and you feel all those highs, and you get to the end of it and you remember what an amazing experience it was. You've inspired me. Thank you so much, guys. I think we all deserve an ice cream though, so can we go?
Yeah,
Can we go?